Hey, now we are back. We are back. I don't know what that was just then, but we just got kicked off the air. Wow. So anyway, Eric and Elias will be rejoining us shortly. They're with the General Networking Association. So while we're waiting for them to come back, I'll take a few moments to tell you about my experience with networking. Some time ago, probably 2 years ago, I was just sitting along minding my own business, not having any particular thing that I wanted to do, and it occurred to me that there's a whole world of people out there that was looking for me that I hadn't yet met. And so I decided to go to this group called the Networking Association and pretty much had a nice time and met some people. One of the difficulties with the networking associations where I went is that all the people there, they seemed to think that everybody needed everybody else's business. And so what would happen, they would try to recruit me, I would try to recruit them, nobody would recruit anybody, and nothing got done. And that's why I was glad to hear about what Eric and his partner has going on. So now once again we're going to join Eric and Elias and have them go live on our show.
Thank you, Victor. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Victor Jenkins and Joe Grace for inviting us on their show. Good evening, everybody. My name is Elias Mellis, and I am the president and founder of the January Networking Association, and we're so glad that you could all join us on this Friday evening. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to be talking about what the GNA is all about, what the difference of the GNA is compared to other networking organizations, and where we are heading in the future. So on that note, I'd like to introduce you all to a very good friend of mine that without this person here, this could not be possible. Please welcome the Executive Vice President and Director of the overall Genuine Networking Association, Mr. Eric Richardson.
Well, thank you, Elias. I really appreciate the honor of being here with you all tonight. You know, the GNA started about 3 years ago when the economy kind of started going downhill. And, you know, Elias came to me and said, Eric, you know, what do you think about coming to the South Bay with me and networking? Do you remember that, Elias?
Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely.
So I said, well, all right, networking's new to me. Let's give it a chance and let's see what we can do. So then we started with the Leads and Referrals group. Then we went to the monthly mastermind event. Then we went to and also having an additional informal networking event. So not only were we doing the monthly Leads and Referral group, but we started the Interactive Fridays. Then we also did a monthly mastermind in Santa Clara that I hope that Elias is going to talk about in a minute. Do you remember that, Elias?
Absolutely, Eric.
So, you know, so we went from that, then we went down to thinking, you know what, these Leads and Referral group, it's not really working. What else can we do to further the network ahead? So Elias was invited to a networking association group in Stockton, and he went there. He came back to Eric. In fact, I think he even called me from the hotel lobby at one point. He said, Eric, this is happening. We need to bring this to the Bay Area. Do you remember that, Elias?
Yes, sir. Like it was yesterday.
I mean, that was like January of 2010, if I remember correctly.
2011.
11. I was a year off.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But, you know, so then I went down with them to Stockton to check it out. Already knowing we were going to bring it to the Bay Area, I wanted to see the culture. These weekly meetings are really where it's at, because it's come and go as you please. You come, some weeks you may be too busy with the client, but it's okay, because you get to know, like, and trust people, and then you set up one-on-ones with them, and it's all gravy. So, really, the GNA, Genuine Networking Association, we're here with no hidden agendas. We're not going to get you into these chapters and then start putting a bunch of rules and regulations on you. You come, you network with some like-minded business people. The only rule we have in the GNA is don't hard sell your business.
Absolutely. Do not hard sell your business.
I mean,
that's
because
it.
if you hard sell your business, I have to bring the Terminator in, and you're not going to like that as much. So really, GNA is expanding quite rapidly, and it's only because of the people that come with us and they're doing the journey with us. Right, Elias?
That's right, Eric. We're here to provide a safe networking environment for everyone. And Eric, why don't you tell our viewers out there a little bit more about the agenda at our weekly meetings? What do we talk about? What do we teach people that we feel other organizations are not teaching our networkers out there today?
So basically, we have the meeting set up from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with 11 a.m. to 11:30 being informal networking. We start the meetings properly at 11:30 with the GNA motto, which the motto is, what can I do to help you move your business forward? It's not, how can I get a list of things from you and then push you to the side and do everything by myself. It's how can we side by side help you move your business forward. Then we also go on to talking about promoting these events on Facebook. We also talk about promoting them on meetup.com. We're also in the middle, Elias, of also launching the website address also.
Absolutely. Actually, Eric, the website is currently live. We are working on streamlining the process for everyone. If you go to www.genuinenetworkingassociation.com at this time, you will see our little fancy star logo there, and you will also see coming soon. And for more information, contact Eric Richardson or myself. But shortly, I'd say probably within about a month or two at the most, we're going to have everything out there, the structure. You're going to be able to click in one place and find out where all of our meetings are at and how to join the meetings and find out more information there.
Right, so then after we talk about that, then we talk about paying it forward. Number one, we pay it forward to the restaurant because we get these beautiful venues for free on the notion that we pay it forward to the restaurant. Then we take it a step further and we say pay it forward to the people you have one-on-ones with on Facebook, social media. Edify them. The best way to get a referral is if you give one first. And who knows, by you going out there on social media and edifying somebody that you just had a one-on-one with, they might, one of their friends might contact you and say, I like what you do, I need help, can you help me with it? Right, Elias?
Absolutely.
So then we also talk about setting up the one-on-ones, on how you're not doing these one-on-ones necessarily from the beginning to get to know what they do. You're getting to know, like, and trust these people. You're not trying to hard sell them. You're not going to take an hour and a half to talk about your business. In fact, I've had many one-on-ones, Elias, and you've been with me.
Absolutely.
Where I don't even talk about my business. It's all about getting to know that person, getting to know what they like to do, how many kids they have, what they like to do socially. And then at the end, you might ask them something like, oh, by the way, what do you do? How can I help you move your business forward? Not talking the whole hour and a half about businesses and stuff like that, but getting to know them. Right, Elias?
Absolutely, Eric. And just to comment on that, we actually want to know what you do for a living. These are actually business networking events. We are all friends. But, several people ask, what is the difference between the GNA and other organizations? We are actually here to truly help you move your business forward. If we don't know what you do, how can we help you move your business forward? And there are several other organizations that discourage you to not talk about your business. I mean, even though our events are free admission events, you are still putting gas in your car. And I don't know about you, Eric, but I'm hearing gas is going to be $5 a gallon in the summertime.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend $5 a gallon on gas to come to the restaurant and then spend 10 to 15 bucks on a meal, and I don't know, how much are you worth per hour, Eric? About $200-300? Am I underestimating that?
Oh, at least $200-300.
If you're there for 2 hours and you're worth $300 an hour, you're looking at spending over $600 to come to these events. So it has to be worth your time. We want to know what you do. So at the one-on-ones, if somebody asks you what you do, briefly tell them what you do. Don't go off on a spiel, telling them your whole life story about your business, because after 15 seconds, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to tune out because I want to get to know more about you. So make it really brief, and then turn around and ask them what they do for a living as well. So make it mutually beneficial. And that way you create that great relationship that will foster into something more deeper. Right, Eric?
That's right. And I just want to basically say, we're taking high tech which is Facebook, social media, create the spotlight media marketing, and we're turning it into also the high touch, because you meet these people on social media, but you also need to touch them in person. You need to meet with them, whether it's at a networking event, it's at a one-on-one, or just over coffee. You still have to have high tech and high touch. And that's the great thing about Create the Spotlight, Elias, is they're actually connecting both high tech and high tech. And it goes,
high touch, you mean?
High touch.
Yeah.
And it goes well with the GNA, because that's what the GNA is all about, is basically bringing the high tech to high touch. Right?
Absolutely.
So then after we talk about edifying them on social media, then we have one speaker that's allowed 20 minutes to give a presentation. Then after the 20 minutes, we allow them to have question and answer time. So that allows for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then at the end of that, we do upcoming events. Not only is it about the GNA folks, it's about the community. It's about you. It's about your events. It's about helping you succeed.
Absolutely. And Eric, you know, we allow people to talk about their outside events. There are other organizations out there that do not allow that. And once again, if it's going to be a productive use of your time and financial investment, even though our events are free admission, we have to give you an opportunity to tell us about you. If you're running an outside event, whether it's a free or a paid event, we're going to give you 20, 30 seconds at the end of our meetings to let us know, because if not, then we're truly not helping you, right? We want to really help the local communities that the GNA comes into.
That's exactly right, Elias. And usually, like Elias was saying at the end of the meeting, we do allow you 30 seconds. We try not to go over that because there's a lot of people with a lot of events. So if we allow certain people to do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we're never going to get out of there to our one-on-ones. So really, we really try to keep it to 30 seconds or less.
So Eric, because we're running out of time here, why don't we talk about some of the events that we do run outside of the weekly events? Let the people know where we're at currently and where we're headed to. How about you tell everybody about the 2 nighttime events that we do?
Sounds good, Elias. So, like I was saying earlier, we do have an informal monthly event that we run. It is called the Interactive Fridays at the Beverly Heritage Hotel in Milpitas, California. It's right off of the 880 Montague Expressway. You come in, it's from 5:30 to 7:30. Come in, dress as you are, jeans, shorts, you name it. Come, you have a little drink, little food, you get to know each other on an informal side, and at the same time you meet new people. You get great exposure at a great event. The second monthly event we have is in Santa Clara. It's on it's called the Genuine Networking Association Mastermind Event. On this, we go from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's a 2-hour meeting, and at the end of the meeting, we actually do a mastermind event. It is in Santa Clara at the IHOP on Stevens Creek Boulevard. Every third Wednesday of the month. Interactive Fridays is on the second Friday of the month every month. Elias, would you like to talk to them about our weekly events?
Absolutely, Eric. Currently, we are running 4 weekly events. They all run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Mondays, our latest chapter that we launched is the Fairfield Vacaville Solano County chapter. Our lead ambassador, who maybe watched us out there tonight, Chef Cindy's Cards, also known as Cindy Rhodes, and she's also very good friends with Victor Jenkins and Joe Grace. She's the lead ambassador there, and that event takes place every Monday at the Paradise Valley Country Club. Now on Tuesdays, we have the San Bruno Northern Peninsula chapter, which meets at Sherry's Restaurant in San Bruno. Eric and I, we're the ambassadors there, but we're kind of trying to hand that off right now because we want to take the role of helping out more chapters open up all over Northern California. Our new lead ambassador to come at that chapter is going to be Ann Kinney, and she's a fantastic lady, so come and check that out and get to know her. Connect with her on Facebook as well if you haven't. On Wednesdays, it's another chapter that Eric and I are still currently running down there. That's the San Jose Silicon Valley chapter at the Almaden Sonoma Chicken Coop. It's a great venue there. In the summertime, we are outside on their patio there all year round, but half of it is covered. We can fit about 100 people there during the winter and about 150 plus during the summer, so come out and pack that out. It's a great location, and San Jose has over 1 million people, folks, so come from everywhere. It's a great place to move your business forward. And last but not least, we have our Morgan Hill South County chapter with our lead ambassador, Christy Garcia. That event takes place at Las Palmas Restaurant off of East Dunn Avenue, off of the 101. It's a great place, great venue. It's an untapped market, folks. If you want to come meet some new people, come check out the Morgan Hill South County chapter. Now, just a couple more things really quickly before we turn it back over to Victor. We have a couple more launches that are coming. For those of you that haven't heard, we are going to be launching the Modesto Central Valley chapter. Central Valley, we're coming to you, so get ready. It's on Monday, April 2nd, again from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Clarion Inn Hotel. Our lead ambassador is going to be Barbara Zovella, and I know she's just so fired up. I know she's watching this out there, so Barbara, get fired up. Kevin Gates, whoever else is out there, we love you folks. We're coming to help you. And then last but not least, a lot of you in the Northern California area also know a gentleman named Rick Zeller. Rick Zeller came up to us about a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, Elias and Eric, if you can help me out and start the chapters the same way as you've done for the other chapters, I would love to be the lead ambassador of the Sacramento chapter. So sometime in May, folks, about 5 weeks after the Modesto Central Valley chapter launches, we're going to be launching the Sacramento Capital City GNA chapter. And I'm really fired up about that, aren't you, Eric?
Oh, I am, Elias. But let's not forget, we have one more event launching.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, somebody's not going to be happy with me.
And our lead ambassador, actually our director of that group, would totally shoot you.
Oh yeah,
we forgot to do that.
I'm in trouble now. I know. I'm so sorry.
Why don't I let you redeem yourself, and why don't you tell us what's coming on March 6th?
Absolutely. We are launching the very first chapter of the GNA Women's Mastery this Tuesday, March 6th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Mexico Lindo Restaurant in San Jose. It's the San Jose Silicon Valley chapter of the GNA Women's Mastery, and that event will take place every first and third Mondays of the month, and we're out there to empower the ladies and help you out in any way possible. So that's going to be an awesome event. The director of the GNA Women's Mastery, who's also on the executive team of the overall GNA, Rosalinda Rosie Zepeda, is just phenomenal. She's awesome, and she's going to help you. So come check it out, and I guess we'll have to see you soon, Eric.
That's right, Elias. And really quick before I turn it back over to Victor, we have a tradition in all of our videos, Elias, where we always say, you ready?
Yes.
We will see you soon. Thank you, Victor.
Okay, so we're back here in the studios of Crave the Spotlight, the leading the deal. That's how those gentlemen lead the deal. Eric and Elias, we want to thank you so much for coming in and being a part of our show today. We're going to be mailing you some sort of a prize, and we haven't decided what it is yet, but we are going to be mailing you some sort of a prize. But after every co-host, I generally have a bit of a commentary, and many people, when they go to networking events, if they don't attempt to recruit you, or if you don't attempt to recruit them, some people are at kind of a loss as to what to actually do at a networking event. So here's my commentary. The operative word is collaboration. Collaboration. So instead of person A trying to collect money from person B or vice versa, person A and person B comes together and they generate something new, something fresh, something that hasn't happened before, and the market will compensate both of them. For instance, I was at a place today where the man was selling weight loss products. I forgot the name of the company. He was selling weight loss products, but right down the street from him was a gymnasium.
this thing happen.